So I chose to do a part 1 and a part 2 for Valentine's Day. Part 1, got to go to work, need to do business, you put on your everyday look. And part 2 is just to add a little bit to it, and you can take it up a whole nother notch. Put on the lipstick, put on the liner, add a nice accent color to it, put a little smoky down underneath your eye, and then contour and cheek color. Put on your magic clothes and go out to dinner. Have a fabulous day. So grab your makeup bag, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and thank you for being here. Hi, my friend. How are you today? This is part 2 of our Valentine's look. So the first part of this is just a good natural look. And now we're going to do just a little bit more so that we can go out. Not doing a whole lot of more steps, but it will be a little bit lifted. So I've already done my foundation, my primers, and now we're going to begin with the eyes. You can use the eye primer if you want to. I'm putting on our very, very lightweight concealer. It's actually our under eye corrector. I'm putting it on. Takes away any kind of blueness because it's an orange base. And that way, if you have any kind of like dark circles or anything under your eyes or on your lids, sometimes people have darker areas in the corners of their eyes, and this will help with that. And that is our under eye corrector. So earlier I did a whole different choice of colors, and now what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that and I'm going to elevate that a little bit more. So I am going to get out my palette, and I think this time we're going to add a few darker colors to that, so bear with me and we will get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this in here, and I am going to go with our Cashmere Haze. I like this color. It's a very, very nice color. It gets you kind of away from that brown all the time. Very often I either use the hazelnut or the dusty rose, and this will take this a little bit different. And I'm just going to keep this right above my crease, but I'm going to take it a little bit higher up in my socket area, and the reason for that is because of my hooded eye. When you start getting a little bit more seasoned and your eyes have a little bit more area, sagging skin, then it's easier to do it this way. It'll help open up your eye some. And I'm keeping it more rounded on the inside and not so much on the outside, because when I bring this out farther, that's what gives my eye that droopy look. So now I'm going to take my overall brush and I am going to come up here with this lighter blossom. Sometimes I'll use the color, what do they call it? Biscotti is one of them, but we had one. You know what, it might be, I'll have to look it up. I like it because it's got a little bit of a pale color to it. Now I'm not going to do anything to this right here. I'm going to leave this alone right now, and I'm going to come back to it. So first, let's get our brows just a little bit lined off. And now let's just bring them up, blend it a little bit more. I will finish it with my tinted brow definer because it will hold them in. All right, so now I'm going to take my double-edged brush. The reason why I use these often is because one side has a nice pointed and the other one has a nice applicator that will help place, blend it. So I will put it on with this, and I'm just going to come in from right here and go in the crease. And I'm going to use the Burnished Copper. This color, I like this color. It looks good on anybody, and it has a little bit of a, you know, it's a brown, but it's just what it is. It's Burnished Copper, so it gives you that coppery color as well as a little gold, and it's just a very warm, refreshing color. It will take on different appearances just by the different colors that you put with it. Liner will help change it, and in the sunlight it's just a very, very, very pretty color. It will reflect, it will pick up all those light coloring. Okay, so I'm still keeping it above my crease, but I'm bringing it just a little bit into my crease, right? But I'm keeping my lid more or less open because then it won't make it look so small. And then the last color I'm going to use is going to be our Merlot. But first I'm going to put on my liner. And the reason I'm doing the liner first is because I don't want to have to go back later and do it over again. Minimal for my eyes is better. Now, the other day when I had this on, I believe, it's been a few days since I did that video, I believe I finished it with the shiny penny in the middle, and we can do that, but first I'm going to take this. So the Merlot and the Burnished, I'm sorry, I said Merlot. I don't mean Merlot. I mean, just a second here. It is Cinnabar. The Cinnabar is a matte without any sparkle, and it is very much a brown. Now, if I wanted to change the color, I would put Merlot, which I do very, very often. I use that color. But I'm going to use the Cinnabar because that's a very nice brown. And I'm only going to put it right here, just right up in this, and I'm just shoving that up in that crease. And then I'm going to bring it down a little bit. So kind of like a V, right? Without going way up or way out, okay? Keeping it very, very, very tight so that it just kind of helps right here on the edge. And then I'm going to bring this in a little bit on a V. And now you can still see the liner, but it's not as dark. And for me, that is more my preference. So we're just going to take that over here and do the same thing. And I say push. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm just pushing it. So once I place it, then I go back and I just push it up into that area because it's very droopier there. And this way it will help lighten it. So now I'm going to take my other end and I'm just going to blend that in. I'm going to start right here because I don't want it to go any further forward. I want to keep it right here on the outside of my eye. I will bring that down around the base of my eye. I'm going to use a little bit of powder right here to help lighten that. One of the things I've been using lately is the Complexion, which we call our CC cream. The reason I've been using that is because I know that this time of the year, with the way the temperatures were so cold, that it would actually help keep my skin hydrated throughout the day. And so I'm just using, this is Moonstone. I'm using a very, very tiny, I don't necessarily use my fingers, just because it does better. I do better if I use brushes. So I'm going to put Moonstone all the way here to the middle. Take my cheek color. I have a receding hairline problem I've been noticing. It's coming from my mother's side of the family. They all have receding hair. Never thought that would be a problem of mine, but apparently it is now. So it's not the reason I keep my hair short. I love my hair being short. Enjoy it so much. I'm going to come back with my contour. And I don't get real crazy with this. I mean, you know, a lot of other beauty people get, you know, they just get really... I just am not choosing to do that today. I will bring this down because it helps thin my face out. At least that's what I tell myself. Now we're going to curl my lashes. I must have my lash intensity in my travel bag from this past weekend. And I didn't take it out, so I will just finish off with our Ultimate mascara, which was always my favorite. Now, if I go out with my husband tonight, I would probably put on false lashes, or definitely get my lash length, my lash intensity, and use that, because that will make my lashes very, very thick and long. I see two things. Nobody else can see them, but I can see them. So now, I would finish this with a very beautiful lipstick, but I realized I do not have any of them up here because I have taken them all downstairs. I do have a red, but I didn't want to wear red. But you know, you always could.